Welcome to another video. My name is Amsterdam Comic Geek, aka Michael Minnebo, and I'm a Dutch journalist and I write about pop culture and comic books. And today I've seen Avengers Endgame. I just went to the press screening and oh my god, we need to talk about this movie. Problem is, anything substantial I want to say about this movie could be a spoiler, so I'm gonna try to do it spoiler free. It's hard to talk about a movie like this because this is a final chapter of a very long storyline of all these stories that come together in two movies, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. But it was a hell of a ride. So I dressed for the occasion with this Hulk t-shirt for great illustration by Jack Kirby, because of course the Hulk is part of this movie. That's not a big spoiler, so I can tell you guys that, because the Hulk has been part of the MCU ever since way back then. I can't believe that it's been 10 years, more than 10 years, since the MCU started with the first movie, Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. And to me, Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark is like the heart of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Its heart and its brightest star, so to speak. Kudos to all the actors. Basically what they've done in the last 10 years is make real people out of the Marvel characters. Of course, the humanity was always there on the comic book page, because most Marvel heroes are defined by their character and by their humanity and not by their superpowers. Having said that, it takes a particular brand of actors to make these characters come alive. And in that regard, the casting of the MCU has been brilliant. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. He has that smirky thing about him, that arrogance. That is, his whole image is basically what Tony Stark is, and he pulls it off perfectly. And still, he makes a very human character of Tony Stark. He's a lovable guy. Chris Evans is spot on as Captain America. He's the right guy to play that character. And to me, Scarlett Johansson makes Natasha Romanoff a three-dimensional and lovable character. And let's not forget, Rocket Raccoon might be a great special effect, the animation is wonderful. But it takes someone like Bradley Cooper to deliver Rocket's smart-ass remarks perfectly. Watching Endgame, I experienced a lot of emotions. Because in those 10 years, we really got to know these characters very well. With all their heroism, wits, and their flaws. I've known a lot of Marvel characters ever since I was 9 years old and discovered Marvel Comics. I discovered it through Spider-Man, which is still my favorite fictional character. So I've been living with these characters for more than 30 years. So they really feel like buddies to me, sort of. I know they're fictional characters, but still, you know, after a while you get to know them very well. And every comic is like a visit from an old friend. And every movie was like, oh, let's see how Tony Stark is doing or how Thor is doing, you know. Now what I liked about Endgame is a lot. But one of the things I really like is it's a serious movie. It's a movie with a serious subject. And still, there's still a lot of humor in it. A lot of great jokes. So it's been 5 years after Thanos used the Infinity Stones and snapped his fingers, and half of all the living creatures in the universe have perished, as we have seen in the last Avengers movie. And the people on Earth and elsewhere in the galaxy are still coping with the losses they've suffered. Therefore, Avengers Endgame is a very emotional film, dealing with the loss of friends and loved ones. And it's also a film about how to get up after you've been defeated. After life has knocked you down so hard, you are not even sure you want to get up. That's what this movie is about. There's so much to like about this film, and I'm still trying to cope and trying to process everything I've seen. And I don't want to spoil, like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. But there's a way they found, a narrative way to pay homage to earlier MCU films, and they do that in a brilliant way. It's done very cleverly, and it adds a lot of the fun to the movie, because if you've seen all the prior movies, you recognize a lot of scenes and moments, which is great. But if this is your first MCU film, and I hope it's not the case, I hope you've seen a lot of MCU films before, but if it's not, you still get enough exposition and information from the filmmakers, from the actors, to know what's going on. And that's always, you know, that's always a tightrope in a serialized form of telling stories. But there are a couple of scenes that really touched me as a viewer and as a human being, and it really made a connection with me. Those moments to me made this the best cinematic experience I had in a long time. The directors Anthony Russo and Joe Russo really pulled off something spectacular. So for me, as a comic book lover and a nerd and aficionado of the Marvel Universe, the last 11 years have been a wonderful ride. So kudos to the filmmakers and to all the actors and all the people behind the scenes that made this possible. You've made me a very happy comic book geek by making these films. So thank you very much and cheers. And please let me know if you've seen Endgame. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. No spoilers, please. If you take anything from this chaotic kind of vlog, go see Avengers Endgame and have a wonderful time. Cheers. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you like my vlogs, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Cheers.